Hello out there to the wonderful residents of Hudson County, especially my district of Hoboken and Jersey City. I'm your freeholder, Anthony L. Romano. And today's guest with us is the CEO of Sphere Technology Solutions, Rita Gurevich.
Hi,
Did I get
how
it
are
right?
you?
Did I say your last name
Yeah,
right?
you were pretty close.
Okay, Rita, give us a little background of yours before we get into what you do.
So I'm a Hoboken resident as well.
Born and raised?
I wouldn't go that far, but I went to Stevens. So
Really?
I've been in Hoboken since I graduated. I'm not going to tell you what year that was. But yeah, I love Hoboken, of course. I even have my business in Hoboken. So the office is in right near Southwest Park at the Hoboken Business Center.
Okay, by Delaquilla's building.
Mm-hmm, that's right.
50 Harrison.
That's correct, yes. So I started my company in that building. We went to Jersey City for a little while in Newport, and now we're back in Hoboken.
What was it, space? That's why you moved back? How did that
Yeah, well, first of all, I love Hoboken. I have a 3-block commute, which is really convenient. That's not why I chose it, but it's, I just love the area.
What was your major at Stevens? My mom worked at Stevens at the Davidson Laboratory for nuclear propulsion.
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't do that. I was computer science, so a coder, developer.
Well, it's a great institution, and it says a lot about your background. To succeed and graduate from Stevens is a tribute to your academic ability. So tell us about your company, Sphere Solutions.
Sure. So I started the company in 2009. So I worked in financial services. I was at Lehman Brothers, and I was there during the bankruptcy. I was always on the technology side, but we of course experienced the drama just like everybody else on Wall Street, even on the technology side.
Shearson and Lehman. I remember. A girl gave me a sweatshirt.
Yeah, yeah. Some of that memorabilia is worth a lot of money now.
It's gone now.
Yeah, it is. But I was there during the bankruptcy. One of the interesting parts about the Lehman bankruptcy was you had all these different other banks bought parts of the company. So on the technology side, we had to figure out how to split apart the infrastructure assets. So that was a really interesting project, very different for that time. Not a lot of activity like that happened in the past in American history. I learned some cool skills, and then I just did some independent consulting work, and lo and behold, 9 years later, we're a growing, very successful company.
So you started your company after you left Lehman Brothers. Okay,
so
now
some good came out of that collapse.
No, that's a wealth of experience that you've had in different areas. So what exactly does your company do?
So we are a cybersecurity company, and we focus on protecting sensitive data from the inside out. So a lot of cybersecurity companies are preventing intruders from getting inside the 4 walls. We actually put controls in place to make sure that people on the inside aren't doing malicious things, and that once somebody does come in from the inside, you have extra levels of controls to prevent bad things from happening, like data breaches and things like that.
So you said you do it from the inside out. So there's some advertisements for some different companies on TV. Cybersecurity is the big thing now. As you know, I'm a law enforcement background, and we have constant hacking by foreign governments of our computers and our software. So I think that's very important, the work that you do. So in other words, you're almost like a private investigator from within, making sure that all the employees of the companies are not hacking. Correct?
Yeah, we take it a couple steps further. So not only do we provide the visibility and the reporting and that aspect of it, we also do remediation. So if there are problems, if there are gaps and vulnerabilities, we fix them.
Malware.
Yeah, all sorts of different things, making sure that there's good governance around your sensitive data.
How many people in your company?
There's about 50 globally.
Globally? Really? Now, you are the owner of the company, CEO.
I am, yes.
And you reached out globally. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I met 2 of your wonderful assistants, I should say.
Excellent.
Yes, very
smart.
Not only smart, but I think they gave a good show of what your company's capable of. Very professional, and I think it's important in this day and age how you do interact with people, and you give. It's a market where people, well, what company am I going to go with? So what do you do that gives that extra edge that people are going to have your company? Why do we want to hire Sphere Solutions? What do you offer that other companies in your field don't?
So I think we've developed an expertise around helping really big, complicated companies. So we started out in financial services, so the big banks all used us, and then we went to different industries as well. So having a boutique company like ours work with really complicated environments, I think positions us to help lots of companies that might need a little help downstream. A differentiating factor of ours as well, in addition to providing the services that we do around insider threat, We also have developed our own products, so companies can utilize our products as if they were their own virtual sphere engineer.
For example?
Yeah, so instead of having a bunch of our experts come in and do reports and do assessments and do remediations, we're giving our customers the ability to do it themselves. So the interesting part about a company that started with services and then went on to build product is that it's very purpose-built technology. So we didn't have a bunch of PhDs sitting in a room thinking, what products can I build that people may want? It's products that we actually used when we were doing these engagements with our customers. So we know what works, we know what doesn't work, and we built all of that expertise into our solution.
I'll tell you, just by the vibe and energy you give off and your confidence and combined with your technical skills and knowledge, I think it shows that why you're a success.
Very passionate. I love data security.
Yeah. That's something you really have to develop a love for. So you've branched out, you said globally. What other countries are you in?
So we have a presence in the UK. So that's our focus.
I wonder why.
Yeah, the second Wall Street, or they may feel like they're the first Wall Street.
Well, one of your assistants is from England.
Yes, she is.
So that's something. So you have a presence in. What about in Russia or China or any of the other countries?
No, and it's interesting.
That's the countries that are hacking.
Yeah, as of late, you have to, and I'm from Russian background, so it's kind of interesting. But
really,
yeah, I was born in Moscow. But it is interesting because a cybersecurity company, you kind of are a little bit careful, even if you do any offshore development and things like that. What countries you choose. You have to do your due diligence. You have to make sure that you're picking wisely.
And do you have to go through governmental clearances to do that?
Not necessarily, because we don't deal with the government. Our customers are mostly in financial services. We work with a lot of law firms. We don't do a lot of work with government entities, so we haven't had to go through any very crazy clearances or anything like that. It's more about protecting our own intellectual property.
And how do you find, is your company growing?
Yeah, we're growing, and we're growing in interesting ways. So if you asked me 3 years ago, I probably would have thought that we would have grown and brought on more SME subject matter experts to do the services. And actually, our company's transformed into a software company. So our expansion is actually more on the software side than the services, which was initially by accident and very organic. And now it's more of a strategy and kind of a purposeful expansion, focusing a lot more on our product side, putting a lot of resources into the product development and research, and that's really where most of the minds of my management team sits.
Well, when we come back from a break, we're going to continue this discussion with someone who's very interesting, and it's good for the audience to know what services are available for your companies. I'm your freeholder, Anthony Romano. We'll be right back after this break.
Did you know that all New Jersey voters are entitled to vote by mail? It's true. Thanks to changes in state law, registered voters don't need a special reason to vote by mail. Now you can save time and cast your ballot from the privacy of your own home with Vote by Mail. Want to learn how? Contact the Hudson County Clerk's office at 201-369-3470 or visit us on the web at hudsoncountyclerk.org.
Voting by mail has never been easier. Just follow these steps to ensure your vote will be counted. Open your envelope. You will find your certificate, return envelope, and official ballot. When casting your ballot, use only a pencil, black, or blue ink, not red. Completely fill in the oval to the right of each selection. When writing in, do not repeat a name printed on the ballot. If torn or damaged, your vote will not be counted. Fold your ballot and place it in the pocket of the certificate before sealing it with the adhesive strip. Do not detach the strip and paper from the certificate. Fill out the required information on the certificate and don't forget to sign. If you are not mailing or delivering your ballot in person, make sure both you and the bearer of the ballot sign your name and address on the certificate and return envelope. After that, just place it in the mailbox and your vote will be counted. For more information, you can visit our website at www.hudsoncountyclerk.org or www.hudsoncountyNJ.org.
Hudson TMA reminds you that whenever you are out on your bike, there are several things you must remember to stay safe.
That means when you ride in the street, ride in a straight line with traffic on the right side of the road. Riding against traffic is dangerous. It puts you where the driver of a car isn't expecting you.
Meaning he might turn in front of you, or worse, into you.
And you know what that means.
Ouch.
And if you're riding with friends, always ride single file. And here's something else to remember. Always obey traffic lights and signs, and pay attention to lane markings.
When you see one of these, stop. When you see one of these, yield. Traffic might be coming from one side or the other.
Now, since your bike doesn't come with turn signals,
Use your hands.
but always check for traffic before you turn. Do this to turn left, this to turn right. Also, some states allow you to do this to turn right, and do this to stop.
Welcome back to Stick at Night. I'm your freeholder, Anthony Romano, and we're going to continue this discussion with our wonderful guest. Rita, you've impressed me in what you've accomplished. It's amazing, honestly. And I think we do need a service that you provide. And I think that what I like, too, is the fact that you're not up in space. You're very down to earth, and I think that's important, too. And we're going to, I'm going to be out there as a person who's going to put that out there about your company.
A sphere advocate.
Yes, a sphere advocate. I should no more Lehman shirts. We'll go spear.
No.
Before we, just a second, I know you're doing something in conjunction with the Liberty Humane Society. Before we get back to your company, Liberty Humane is someone special to my heart too. They do great work. Irene, we do fundraisers at my family's establishment. So tell us about what you're doing on November 3rd for your craft beer and whiskey festival.
Yeah. So it's our 6th annual festival, so we're very excited. Every year it just gets better and better, so we're excited to see how some of our new additions to the event come to fruition. But we are very passionate about the Liberty Humane Society as well. Huge animal advocates at Sphere, myself included. I have 2 beautiful dogs who I love dearly, and we think the organization does amazing work. So every year we put on this fundraiser. It's really fun. So outside of supporting the Liberty Humane Society, all proceeds go to the organization. It's also a really fun event. So
and a lot of people are involved with the Liberty Humane.
Yes.
Myself, Mayor Fulop's wife, Jackie, she did a great job. She helped get that mobile clinic going. And just for the benefit of our audience, and you could tell, when is it, where is it, and what time?
it is November 3rd, 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock at the Elks in Hoboken. It's between 10th and 11th on Washington Street.
10:05.
Yeah, it's if you buy tickets in advance, it's $40. If you're at the door, it's $50. So buy in advance, save a little bit of money. And right on the Liberty Humane Society's website, you can find the event. It's really easy. Just type in Craft Beer Festival, LHS, Liberty Humane Society, and all the information is there. We raise a ton of money for this organization. We're really excited about it. Like, half my company goes, and you'll see us in our Sphere shirts, and we do all the prep work, we do all the cleanup. We have to usually push people out at the end because it becomes...
It is. I remember last year.
It becomes a little bit of a dance party at the end for the last couple of years, so it's fun.
Especially, when you have so many different people there, and I'm looking forward to attending. And if I have to get, I know one of your assistants is supposed to come up and pick a check up for me, so I'll make sure
excellent.
that
Thank
happens.
you so much.
So now, I think that's important too. You show a philanthropic side of your successful company. You give back to the community, and that's one of the reasons we have this show, to show people as yourself. And that's the kind of companies that we should be dealing with, those that give back. And Rita and her staff, I know in my heart, has done a lot for good causes, and that's important, especially in this day and age where so many different things are going on. And another thing, you're a very successful role model for women. And I think that's important. I've always surrounded myself with strong women, so I think that's great that you're the president, CEO of such a successful company. Someday when you're on the, I could buy stock in your company. I'll say, I knew Rita back when. But and how many years has your company been going on?
9 years now.
9 years. What's your next goal?
My next goal is to fully transition to a software company. So it's kind of interesting because, you think a 9-year-old company, it must be a little bit stale, or they've been doing the same thing for so long. But because of our constant shifts and kind of learning where the industry is going, focusing on product as opposed to just services, it always has that startup feel. So it never feels outdated. We have such a diverse staff too, so that makes coming to work very fun. I mean, I wake up and I'm so excited to get to the office. office. I never want to leave. I wish everybody else felt the same way. But it is a very lively, fun place.
That's your main office at 50 Harrison. Is it big enough? Because mostly it's small spaces, correct?
We're 4 suites that were combined.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they had 4 we're pretty much an entire half floor, so
Are you looking for any
resident.
spots on Washington Street?
You know what, we don't target like kind of drive-by traffic. So I think that we would be wasting that precious real estate for companies that maybe like the consumer market or need the walk-by traffic. So for us, it's great, big parking lot, close to a light rail stop, easy commute. So we're content, we're gonna be there for a number of years.
What is the next area that you want to move into? In the expansion of your company? You said into the software aspect. What else?
I want to replicate the success we've had in certain verticals to other verticals. So naturally, you know, I started in financial services, so you know, you always say you sell to your friends first, and then you hire people with more friends. So, you know, my background's financial services. So the people I was meeting with, the people I was talking to about our solution was financial services. In the last 12 months, we started to really penetrate the legal sector, so targeting all the big law firms in New York and in the country.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
New York, too. Well, you're in a concentration of an area, Hudson County. You're in the county seat, Jersey City. There's more law firms around. And that's interesting you said that, because then this is a breeding ground for you. I mean, there's plenty of possible clients between and New York. I mean, that's very interesting.
Think about law firms. I mean, their clients entrust them with their sensitive data. So they are just a prime target if they have something sensitive, especially if the trial or case they're working on is public, right? And there's, you know, it's on the news or people know about it. You know, that data is very, very important, and it's, you know, you have to put the controls in place. And because law firms are not as regulated as the big banks are, they don't necessarily have the expertise to be able to put those types of controls in place that they know their customers need. So it's been a really interesting journey learning about the needs of the law firms and their level of kind of existing cybersecurity practices. It's different than financial services.
So Rita, how would you go about doing it? Do you do the way of going to the companies yourself, one of your staff, or do you do it by emails? How do you get to these law firms to know about you?
So a lot of our business is referral driven, word of mouth, and because we've been doing it for 9 years, a lot of people go from, you know, one company to the other and they'll bring us with them. But we have a great marketing team, we have a great business development team, we have great account managers that go out and meet with clients and prospects. And we always ask for existing customers to do referrals and write white papers and case studies. We distribute it to their counterparts across the other law firms in the area. And that's really how we generate kind of that kind of traffic to Sphere, very kind of targeted communications.
Well, I hope someday to get a tour of your facility.
Come on by.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know, maybe do some referrals. Do you do any government work?
Not a ton yet, but that's, you know, when you ask me about how we're thinking about growing.
I'd like to see you do a presentation up at the county.
Okay, I would love to.
Because you know, I think that'd be very good. I'd like to set that up. Go ahead, continue what you were.
Yeah, no, so I think other verticals is where we're going to grow. I've been very focused on creating a niche, focusing on something unique, and instead of kind of broadening that slice of the pie, I'd rather kind of just figure out how to replicate what we've done to other industries.
How do you find living in Hoboken?
I love it.
It's really
I love it. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, I'm your freeholder, Anthony Romano. We'll be back after this break to continue this interesting discussion with this great entrepreneur, Rita. Be right back.
We have to be able to police ourselves because we don't want anybody to tarnish our badge.
When internal affairs complaints are not handled properly, the public may believe that most officers commit crimes, when in fact that's not true. Most officers are professional.
If complaints aren't taken properly and the community that we serve doesn't have a trust in the police department, I mean, there has to be legitimacy. If the community doesn't trust the police, how could we effectively serve them? And by having a really comprehensive internal affairs unit that handles the complaints properly and people have trust in the system, it enables us to do our entire job as a police department much better.
We need the community as much as they need us. So that citizen that has lost trust in the community could be a very important witness for us tomorrow.
Attention. Parents of children in Hudson County school districts, including Harrison, West New York, Jersey City, Hoboken, and Union City, you may qualify for free or low-cost childcare. The Urban League of Hudson County is providing parents with the opportunity to apply if eligible for before and after school care for children 3 and 4 years old. Find out how. Come to our offices or call at 201-451-8888 extension 186. Urban League of Hudson County.
Welcome back. I'm your freeholder, Anthony Romano. Let's continue this discussion with this wonderful entrepreneur. And someday it's going to be someone that we're all going to say, hey, we knew before she became so famous. So continue, Rita. Tell us more. You like to tell us about your company or where you feel that it fits in today's society.
So you mentioned, earlier about women entrepreneurship. So that's something else that I focus a lot on when it comes to giving back. Of course, I went to Stevens, and that also, within computer science, being a female is not the most common demographic in that specific area of study. So I like to go back to Stevens. I do a lot of panel discussions, round tables. I do quite a bit with that organization. I'm always open to hearing about other organizations that are interested in learning about what it's like to be a female entrepreneur. I started my company very young. I was 24. So I think
Wow.
the age aspect of it is interesting to a lot of young women too, thinking about maybe not following the traditional kind of career path. I love to kind of share my experiences. I made a lot of mistakes in the beginning, so if I can help somebody, from making the same mistake.
Every successful person has made mistakes.
Yeah.
It's a learning experience.
It is. It's definitely a learning experience. And right now, and even in the last 9 years, I've been fortunate to meet people along my journey that have given me tidbits of information that has been incredibly useful and powerful. So I like to do the same. And if I can encourage somebody or give somebody information that's useful for them, I'm very passionate about that as well.
Tell us about your family now. Mom and dad here in Hoboken also?
Not in Hoboken. They live in central New Jersey. I grew up in Edison. So about 45 minutes drive from Hoboken. But they like to come visit. It's a walking town. We go out to restaurants, and we really enjoy it.
Well, I'll tell you, thanks to your wonderful staff who spoke about you, when March comes, it's Women's History Month, and I'm making this decision now that I'd like to nominate you for one of the Hudson County Women of the Year.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Not only because you're a success and a strong role model for women, but also for the give back that you do. I think that's important when people identified for the fact that they give back to their communities and what you're doing for Liberty Humane and other. Again, your staff has told me that you've done other things, and you encourage your staff to be part of that, and they're very enthusiastic. They were going to different parts of different stores and pushing your wonderful event here that's happening. And I think that's what is important, because you're a vibrant part of the community and you're looking to stay in Hoboken in Hudson County. And it's a wonderful county. And it's a changing county. Many years ago, no one wanted to live in Hoboken or Jersey City. And now, as you said, 50 Harrison Street was a factory. And then the Delaquila family purchased it. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Gosh, probably continuing to work 7 a.m. to 10 p.m.
That's the hours you put in every day?
No, not every day. I love to work, so I'm one of those rare people that really truly enjoys what I do. I don't want to stop doing it. If anything, I want to figure out ways to be more productive and be able to do more in less time. So I kind of see myself doing the same thing I'm doing now in general, but maybe with a bigger team, with more customers.
Do you want your company to grow?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's what keeps me up at night. That's what makes me constantly write notes at 3 in the morning when I wake up and have an idea. And
Do you take interns?
Yes. Yes, we do.
The reason I ask, as freeholder, we have Hudson County Community College. You're already associated with Stevens. I also, you have 2 other vibrant higher education institutions. I'm a graduate of St. Peter's University. And they have a wonderful computer science program. And New Jersey City University, where I'm also a graduate. So I'm hoping that maybe we can also get some interns. We'll tell the audience out there, here's a company that you can intern with during the summer and learn, because obviously you're a great teacher. Besides being a success, you know how to talk to people, and that's important. What you've just said, and that, again, emphasizes the role model that you are. And it's just, you're an amazing person. I'm just very impressed.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we love internships because cybersecurity is a new field. So
it's actually a degree program in St. Peter's.
Yeah, recently St. Peter's added cybersecurity, and there's a couple other schools too. But the talent pool is very, very, very small with people that are cybersecurity experts. And it's because it's kind of new, and schools are just starting to adopt curriculum. So we know that if we're going to have people at the company that are going to be with us for a long time, we have to put in the time to train. We have to put in the time to do knowledge transfer. And the best way to start is when they're kind of young and kind of budding out of school and excited and ready to go. So internships are something we welcome.
Do you get it out to the 4 institutions of higher learning, what you are? Because on Hudson County Community College, are they aware?
We probably should do more of it, to be quite frank with you.
Well, anything I could do to help you, I'm on,
I appreciate that. Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
It's the largest growing community college in the state, and we have an energetic, another vibrant person. Dr. Rita has just taken over as the president. And I think with regards to St. Peter's, they would really enjoy working with you. I don't know if you have a connect person there too, but I think it'll help you, it'll strengthen your company, and there's so many law firms out here. So that's your target group right now, right? The law firms.
Yeah, the financial services side really just kind of business as usual for us because we've been doing it for so long with so many companies. The law firms are where we're really trying to get the word out, get our brand out there, get the message out.
Well, I hope, as I said previously, getting you to make a presentation in front of the county. I think that's interesting because we have so much data, software, and as you said, it's interesting. You said from within to without. I always, as a law enforcement person, I always think from outside going in. So do you do that at all from the outside?
No, we're really uber focused on the insider threats. And common scenario is at a big company, it's bonus season and somebody didn't get the bonus that they wanted. Maybe they were an underperformer and they're upset and they're angry. So they're going to go fishing around looking for things. And if companies aren't protecting the data and making sure that only the right people should have access to the sensitive data, you're going to have a disgruntled employee see something they shouldn't, go to the media, leak information, and that causes a lot of damage, reputation, and potentially financial damage.
So this is your busy season coming up then, Christmas bonuses on Wall Street.
Yeah, it's always a busy season, but
no, I mean, well, listen, never complain if business is good.
No,
especially those businesses that are having trouble. But any last comments for the audience that you'd like to make?
Yeah, kind of just going back to the Liberty Humane Society charity event. If anyone's free, please come. Please support the organization. Outside of all the proceeds going, it's so much fun. You're going to meet a lot of cool people. It's not just Sphere and Sphere customers. It's locals. It's Hoboken people, Jersey City people that come and have a good time. So you're going to make new friends. You're going to eat good food, and you're going to drink good beer.
I know. I'm going to be there. But I have to say, again, everyone, if your company needs cybersecurity from within, and here's the person to give a shot to. Again, Sphere Technology Solutions. Rita is the CEO. She has a wonderful staff. And let's attend her fundraiser for the Liberty Humane Society on November 3rd. Again, thank you for everything. I'm your freeholder, Anthony L. Romano, representing the great cities of Hoboken and Jersey City. And we're going to continue to bring on such all-stars as we have here in Rita. Thank you.